finish in front of the other three? Well, you see the numbers on the left. Kyle Larson finished in front of the other three the most this season. 14 times he was better than Byron, Blaney, and Bell. But it does come down, as you mentioned, moments and this race. The only thing that matters is this race on Sunday. Listen in to Ryan Blaney's radio.
Back in this thing just has zero security whatsoever, man.
He's talking about rear security. Doesn't like it. And, you know, looking at his lap times, the car runs really good lap times, but they do fall off a little bit on the very tail end. Probably, I guess, you know, he's just not worse than the other three, really, but he just wants the car to drive better. And right now, talking about rear security, and Steve, as late as this is, you would assume front grip's going to increase, turn's going to improve. If the car's loose now, how much are you worried about that? You're going to be racing an entirely different time of day on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not as concerned. If the car was tight, I'd be panicking. Because if the car is ever going to turn, it needs to be with a cooler racetrack with the lights on. Rear security is definitely not something that I'm as concerned about. The only thing I would say, though, is his lap times, as you mentioned, fall off. They're also what I call noisy. Now, these are the best stock car drivers in the world. They can hit their marks. I mean, Kyle Larson's within an inch of that wall every lap, right? He touched it one lap. But so my point is, Ryan Blaney, when the car is comfortable, Kyle Larson, when the car is comfortable, they have just a slow degradation in lap time because as the tires lose grip, they still run right up against it. A little bit of it's traffic, but a little bit of it is just, you know, I don't call them mistakes, but if the car jumps sideways, you lose a tenth here. Then you get it back, then you lose a tenth. So, I mean, I think that's a concern, but less than if the front wasn't working. There you go, a little brake adjustment right there for Kyle Larson. Reached up 2 big turns, a front brake.
Quite a season for RFK and Brad Keselowski. I think Chris Buescher made him very proud to be an owner in this series, owner-driver.
They have a lot to accomplish, championships down the road, everything. But I think for me, the next thing that I can't wait for is for Brad to win in his own car. That's like the next step for me. I mean, I thought it was going to come at Richmond.
Yeah.
Got beat by his teammate. A little bit of a hiccup on pit road by the driver, getting into his pit stall. Brad has rebuilt this place, kind of reinvigorated Roush and created this RFK thought and their approach. Sitting down with them is fascinating on what he believes an organization needs to have for people and equipment and technical data. So it's going to be fun when he wins in his own equipment because we all know he's going to do it his own way. And I think that will be the moment that really kind of pays all this off.
Dave.
That will be fun. Fun for Christopher Bell would be a nice mock qualifying lap here. Just starting that now. Stevie Reeves, the spotter, was trying to get a nice hole for his driver. Fresh Goodyear tires on there. Steve, they just have to be a little bit careful about what they get here, right? Because qualifying is in the heat of the day tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think it's just, you know, they do this every week, so it's what adjustments you normally put in your car. I wonder if this is for the driver or the team. As Redden comes out, you know, he's going to get, I think, only one lap. I'm not sure he's going to get his second. Yeah, so he's not going to get a full run in. The reason I say that is we talk to all these guys. Christopher Bell's another one that doesn't use a lot of simulation. So, you know, did he want to go get the feel about, hey, where do I have to attack this in qualifying? Is it information of air pressure that the crew chiefs want? There's a lot of reasons you would make a run.
Yeah, and if that was a Q lap, it wasn't a good one.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's people that would go out and run quicker than that. You know, on tires. So if it was a Q lap, they have some work to do.
And it's hard to tell anymore. It's not like in the old days you could just look at the tape on the front of the car.
Yeah.
50 minutes. Can we handicap the Champ 4? Did anybody stand out?
I think the 12 looked really good. As practice went on, they all kind of got tighter together. But I think the 12 looked really good. Christopher Bell's right there on the heels of Blaney. Byron and Larson have speed as well that they found later in practice.
Well, Ryan Blaney's got the fastest car taking off. I think Christopher Bell has the better car on a long run.
They all had moments. I agree. I thought Blaney overall had the most speed, but you know, that's one practice. So we'll have to see, you know, qualifying and the race on Sunday.
And a rare